So, guys, thank you very much for being with us. It's quite unusual times for us, but in the next hour and so, we are going to talk about artificial intelligence, investments, and how it's possible to use artificial intelligence in order to identify the best investment opportunities. So I know first, we are an AI company. Our main solution is a predictive algorithm that generates daily forecasts for the financial markets and identifies the most promising investment opportunities on a daily basis. We are utilizing artificial intelligence, more specifically deep learning, artificial neural networks, genetic algorithms, to predict the financial market. Our predictive algorithm is generating daily forecasts for over 13,500 assets from different asset classes, equities, ETFs, commodities, currencies, cryptocurrencies, world indices with daily forecasts for multiple timeframes, short-term, mid-term, and also long-term. As you can see, it's a holistic predictive algorithm. Basically, we are monitoring the entire financial market and generating forecasts even for the interest rate environment. It's a global solution. We are generating daily forecasts for over 50 global stock exchanges, including the stock exchanges in the US, Europe, Asia, including India, Japan, China, and other stock exchanges around the globe. Actually, all the main stock exchanges and the leading stock exchanges around the globe. And if we're jumping directly to the market, Ben, what do we see here?
Yeah, we're actually seeing a live forecast from today. The algorithm marks the best stocks from the option package. We're going to talk about it later. But just to give you a small example of how the forecast basically looks like, we have here the three leading stocks that the algorithm marked for today for a period of 7 days. And we see Wix is jumping by 8%. I took those returns just before we started the webinar. Netflix is already positive. Dave is jumping with 2.9, while the stocks that are in the bottom of the forecast, in the red squares that we're going to talk about it later on, that are presenting a short position, such as STX and HYMC, that are going down right now. HYMC is going down by 7%. And this is interesting. It's just the first day of trading. This is a 7 days forecast, but we're going to talk about it later on, all about the time frames, just to give you a small glimpse of the abilities of the algorithm. And another hot sector that everybody's talking about right now, of course, the energy sector. We also have a special package for this specific sector, which identify the best stocks out of the energy sectors. And you can see those top 5 stocks were jumping in the beginning of the trading day. MPC with 2.4, VLU with 2.7, PSX, APA, all of those are jumping by 2.5%, 3%, according to the algorithm forecast. I'm going to talk about it later on, how the forecast looks like and how to read it. But just to give you a small example of the abilities, this is just the first day of trading out of 3 days forecast.
Right. Thank you, Ben. So basically, this is the solution that you're going to receive on a daily basis. Every day, you're going to receive this heat map with opportunities. We are going to talk and to discuss the different indicators that we saw there and how you can utilize the predictive algorithm in the best way possible. The I know first predictive algorithm was developed by our unique R&D team that being led by Dr. Lipa Reutemann from the Weizmann Institute of Science, one of the leading experts in the field of AI, machine learning, chaos theory. From the Weizmann Institute of Science, Dr. Reutemann is leading our unique R&D team that includes people with the background of math, physics, PhDs, AI and machine learning experts. We have math professor from Tel Aviv University, as well as employees with the background of data science, math. My name is Yaron Golger. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of I Know First. I'm also lecturing at one of the leading universities in Israel. And today, Ben Rubin is going to lead the webinar. Ben Rubin is the head of our advisory with extensive experience as a financial advisor at one of the leading banks in Israel. The I Know First predictive algorithm is being trusted by the world's leading hedge funds, investment houses, banks, family office, as well as prop companies from all over the world, and also retail clients, high net worth individuals, and private clients from all over the world that utilizing the predictive algorithm in order to identify opportunities on a daily basis. Some of those entities are receiving the daily prediction that the AI is generating on a daily basis in order to identify opportunities on a daily basis and to support their trading decisions. Some of those clients are using the systematic trading strategies that we have developed. We are going to talk about those strategies in the webinar as well. For some of those entities, actually, we are also managing wealth by using our technology. And you guys have the same opportunity to utilize the very same predictive algorithm on a daily basis as those institutional players are using, basically. The predictive algorithm that you're about to see has received several international awards, including from UBS, Entity Data in Japan, and the Geneva Wealth Tech Forum as the best international AI solution. And in the next slide, you can see some of those events, some of those international events. We are really proud to cooperate with the leading universities in Israel. We are delivering several courses in the Reichman University. And actually, we are about to start another semester next week. And in our website, you can find different media coverages from different TV channels, magazines that were covering the predictive algorithm. It's quite interesting, I would say. And there are also client reviews that can help you to identify the packages that are suitable for you. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and of course, feel free to join our secret WhatsApp group in which we are sending forecast and AI articles. We have a really big community in the WhatsApp, so please scan the QR code and you can join our WhatsApp group and enjoy some from forecast newsletters and many AI articles.
Okay. So basically, the solution is divided into two main product offering. On one end, it's possible to use the predictive algorithm as a decision supporting tool that basically identifying the best opportunities in the market on a daily basis. We are sending daily forecast with the best opportunities. The opportunities that appearing usually in the top side of the heat map are the best opportunities for the specific time frame. We are providing daily forecast for 6 time frames, short-term, mid-term, and also long-term. And those predictions include the best opportunities from the specific universes. It could be the best opportunities from the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, the Russell 1000, or even specific sectors in the US market. On top of that, we have developed systematic trading solutions that basically converting the daily forecast into a portfolio. We are building the initial portfolio and also creating the ongoing rebalancing by using the predictive algorithm. We are going to discuss this part as well on the second part of the webinar. The I know first predictive algorithm include three components. All of those components are available to every user. By utilizing the first component, it's possible basically to identify the best opportunities on a daily basis. In the very same way that Ben demonstrated in the beginning of this webinar, it's possible to receive daily prediction, and those daily predictions include opportunities and investment ideas that you can use in order to boost your portfolio, basically. On top of that, the AI is also providing stock market intelligence. It's possible to use the predictive algorithm in order to identify the leading sectors in the market right now, sectors that we should avoid, and also leading regions across the globe, and also regions that we should avoid, and also the direction of the market in the next period. It's also possible to use a predictive algorithm in order to receive a custom forecast based on each client portfolio. Let's say that you have currently a portfolio with 50 tickers or 20 tickers or 100 tickers. It's possible to utilize the I know first predictive algorithm and to create a ranking in your portfolio in order to understand which part of the portfolio should be replaced with the best opportunities that the AI is providing us on a daily basis. So how we do it? Basically, we are relying on artificial intelligence. The AI predictive algorithm is collecting quite unique and quite extensive data sets that coming from the entire financial market. We are utilizing data that coming from 50 global stock exchanges, data that coming from the interest rate environment, data that coming from the commodities market, currency market, even cryptocurrency market. We are adding the daily data to our database. We are managing database with historical data. And around the clock, the AI is learning. And on a daily basis, the AI is building the complex network that exists in the financial markets. In the financial markets, there are thousands of correlation sets. And the I know first predictive algorithm is able to build this complex network that exists in the market, and also to update this network and to construct this network on a daily basis without any human intervention. You are going to receive the bottom line of this process. You are going to receive the best opportunities for the timeframes that we see on the right side of the screen: short-term, mid-term, and also long-term. And those predictions include the best opportunities for those specific timeframes. And of course, the AI algorithm, there is a feedback loop. The AI algorithm is learning from each forecast, learning from the successes and also the failures. And this is part of the input that the AI is using on the next day when it's generating the prediction. We developed basically quite unique predictive algorithm, specialized predictive algorithm, unlike the general models, specialized model that focusing on the stock market. And the goal is basically to identify the most predictable assets on a daily basis. And in order to do that, we are combining different AI technology. We are utilizing deep learning, artificial neural networks, genetic algorithm, reinforcement learning, in order to separate the predictable part of the market from the part that is not predictable. Not everything is predictable in the market. On a daily basis, the AI is able to separate and to focus on the most predictable assets, for example, from the S&P 500 or the Russell 2000 or the Russell 1000, you name it, every specific investment universe. And this is one of the most critical processes that we are doing on a daily basis in order to identify the best opportunities. The heat map comes in the Ben, this is your turn.
Yeah, the forecast comes in the shape of a heat map. As you can see here, the green cells represent long position, while the red ones represent the short or selling position. And each and every forecast, we have the time frame. We have 6 time frame that you get on a daily basis. This is the example of the 1 month time frame. And in each and every cell, we have 2 indicators besides the symbols that you see here on the top, 10 symbols on the top, 10 symbols on the bottom. And besides that, we have 2 indicators that help us to focus on the best stocks and best assets in each and every forecast. The first indicator is the signal, which is located on the center of each and every square, as you can see here in NVIDIA example. We can find that the signal is 36.77. The signal represents the predicted movement of the asset. It's actually our internal index that is ranking the entire investment universe. It goes throughout all our 13,500 assets and help us to rank the asset with the strongest predicted movement that is located on the top left corner of each and every table, and goes down to the right until the symbol that is in the bottom right corner of each and every table, which has the negative signal, the most negative signal. So the signal helps us again to rank the investment universe, and it's sort of a price deviation, and we can compare by we can choose the best stocks by comparing their signals from the same package. The second indicator is the predictability indicator, which is located on the bottom left square, as you can see here. In this case, is 0.43. This is Pearson correlation measurement. It moves from -1 to 1, and it actually tells us how good the algorithm can predict the specific asset. It means when we have, for example, a 0.0 in the predictability, it means that we have like around 50% probability that the asset will move to the predicted direction, which means it can go anywhere. And 1 represents 100% correlation. So 0.5, for example, represent around 75% probability that the asset will move to the predicted direction. And in any ways, we'll try to find the higher values of the signal and the predictability. As long as the predictability is higher, the better the algorithm can predict this specific asset. So we're going to try to focus on the most predictable stocks. And just to show you how it looks like, how the forecast looks like, you're getting those 6 time frames on a daily basis. And if you want to trade for a period of 1 month or a period of 7 days, you can focus on each and every forecast and see the best stocks that you have there. And of course, we always suggest to try and focus on the longer time frames of 1 month, 3 months, and 1 year, because the highest predictability rates, as you can see here. The longer the time frame, the higher is the predictability. So we always advise to focus on those long terms. And let's see some examples from the last few days and weeks, and give you a glimpse of how the algorithm looks like and how it chooses the stocks. For example, we have a 3 days forecast here that was generated on February 24, 2026. And those are the best 10 stocks that the algorithm suggests us to buy for a period of 3 days. You will also get, of course, the lower part that I didn't have enough space here, but that suggests you the stocks that should go down or you should short on. But in this case, we are seeing the long side, and to the right in this table, we can find the returns of those stocks. For example, GLW that has the strongest signal, as we can see here, 0.57, jumped by 3.5% in those 3 days of trading. And Netflix, as we can find it here, which has a 0.2 and 0.18 predictability, jumped by 26%. And also Dell we can see jumped by 24%. And we can see all the returns of those 10 assets. And the average of this package is standing on 7.9%, while the S&P stands in those 3 days has performed 0.6%. So the algorithm is actually 10 out of 10 stocks that were chosen here did outperform the S&P 500 in a period of 3 days. And let's jump for a 7 days time frame, as we can find here. You can see stocks from different universe. This is the biotechnology universe. We can find Moderna here. You can find the BCRX and stocks such as ACHC, sorry, that jumped by almost 40% in 1 week. As you can see, this is a 7 days time forecast that was generated on 22 of February until March 1st. IOVA, it's a biotechnology company that focuses on cell-based immunotherapy. It jumped almost by 35%, 39%. We can find some stock that didn't went to the right direction, as we can find here. There was negative returns, but still, the average of this forecast, if you would buy all 10 stocks, you would generate a return of 11% in your portfolio, while the S&P went down by 0.44. So it can actually find stocks that are going up in a going down market. Same goes with the 14 days time frame forecast that was generated on February 11. We can see the stocks that was chosen by the algorithm, and we can see their performance to the right. For example, this case, LITE, LITE, has the strongest predictability, and if I would have to choose a stock, it would probably be LITE because of the high predictability rate. And the signal is pretty good, it's in the top 5, so that would be a good choice. And again, the average of the forecast stands on 22%, while the S&P barely moved. And now we're getting for the higher time frames, and we can see that the signals are getting stronger, and so is the predictability. In this case, if we'll check the strongest signal and strongest predictability in this forecast, we'll find KOS, an energy stock, Cosmos Energy, International Oil and Gas Exploration Company, which is a pretty hot sector right now. Yaron really likes it. We'll talk about it later. And this stock made 68% in 1 month. This is quite crazy. And the S&P in that period actually moved down by 1.4%. And again, the algorithm made some really focused on really good energy stocks that outperformed the market really good. And one of the stocks, MUCA, for example, didn't went to the right direction. We can see here a negative return. It's not always 100%, but the majority of the stocks seems to perform in a really impressive way. All right, let's jump for the 3 months time frame, which we really love. The 3 months time frame, we have really high predictability levels here. As you can see, 0.56 is more than 75%. We can find stocks such as Amat that jumped by 66%. We can find ASML 53%, LRCX, COHR, many interesting stocks, some of them from the semiconductor universe that really performed the market. And even when the market went up by 3.5%, this package made 50%, and you can find some really interesting stock in this universe. And even if you're a long-time investors, you can use the daily forecast, because we have also a 1-year forecast. You can find the best stocks to hold for a period of 1 year, and this is quite remarkable. This is from 26th of February 2025 until 26th of February 2026, and we can find some stocks that's jumped by 360%, and the average return of this forecast stands on almost 90%, while the S&P did 16%. So here we can find the strongest signal, the strongest predictability. Check those predictabilities. This is really high predictabilities level. So the 1 year forecast is also for the ones that want to invest for a longer time frame, but also can use it for the 3 months and the 1 month for a shorter period, because some of the stocks will be in several time frames. You can find some of the stocks in the 3 days, in the 7 days, in the 14 days. It's not that in every forecast you have different stocks. Some of them are repeating in different time frames. You should focus on the high predictability stocks and the stocks that appears in multiple time frame.
Yeah, quite unique return here. And this is something interesting about this predictive algorithm, has been mentioned. The longer the time frame, the more predictable the assets are, and we can see it by analyzing the level of the predictability that we see in this forecast. Remember, the range is between -1 and 1. 1 is something that close to 100% hit ratio. And we can see that most of the stocks here, actually all the stocks here are above high predictability of 0.73. And we see even stocks with higher predictability, 0.81, and we see the performance of those assets over the 1 year period, assuming that we're buying the entire 10 stocks and holding it for 1 year.
Yep. And if we'll jump into, you probably tell me this is a past forecast. So let's see something from the last few days. This is from the yesterday forecast that our clients get from the Buzz package, in which Netflix, the Bitcoin that jumped by 5%, MSTR and Nvidia were the 5 leading stocks. I just cut just the 5 of them. Still, we want to keep some of them to buy. So the first 5 yesterday jumped by 1%, Dell by 1.3, MSTR jumped by 10%, and Nvidia also by 1.6. This is from yesterday's forecast. Same goes.
Bitcoin has also jumped yesterday by I think almost 10%, 5%, yeah,
5.5%, yeah. And we can also find this forecast that was sent to our clients yesterday with Netflix, INTU, CGen that jumped 7% in 1 day. That's even a 1 month return, and also performed it in 1 day. So the algorithm gives you the best stocks to be in for a period of 7 days. This forecast is actually for the next 7 days, still relevant. And we can also show you even a forecast from today. Let's see some live forecasts from the S&P 500. This was taken right after the trading starts. We can see the S&P 500 forecast, which means this is a special package that focus on S&P 500 stocks. To whom of you that want big stocks, big companies, and less volatility, and they can focus on just the S&P 500 stocks. We really like this package. You can find here Netflix, INTU, APP, FICO, and IT, those leading stocks that really perform the market in the beginning of the trading. I see the market a little bit change right now, but still that is at the opening. And from a different universe of the industrial, which also looks a really good sectors, a really good sector for the following months. We're going to talk about the leading sector for March, and in this universe, it's where you can find the PayX, BR, CPRT, Uber, and ADP all went up at the beginning of the trading day, and it's a 3 days forecast, and that's just the first day of trading. All right, so we want to help you to understand how to use the AI as a stock market intelligence tool. As Yaron said, this is one of the tools. The AI help us to understand where the market goes. And I want to give you a few examples that we use to show the hedge fund clients that we work with. And of course, you can use it as well to know where to be in the market, where not to be, and that's really gonna help your portfolio. So let's have a quick look of what happened in February. As you can see, of this forecast from the 29th of January, a 14 days forecast. It's actually quite amazing to see because we are seeing the leading 11 sectors of the S&P 500. When we had a call with our hedge funds in the beginning of February, we told them to focus on the energy sector, on the basic material sector, and the industrial sector, and avoid the technology, avoid the communication, and avoid the financial. And just look at this amazing map. We can see here the 1 month return of the S&P 500 stocks. And you can find the industrial here. The industrial part is green. The energy part and the basic materials are really green, while the technology is quite red, financial quite red, and communication really red. So that is helping to our clients just by putting them in the right sectors. Also will give them a hedge on other hedge fund, and will give them the right return. So this tool, which we have on a weekly basis, we're talking to our hedge funds and tell them where to be and where not to be. This is just an example, but you can also get this forecast at the ETF forecast. We want to talk about it later on. Another example that happened in February, we saw the oil and gas equipment services, XCS, in the top of the table, and we saw the software services, XSW, in the bottom of the table. And this XSW has the highest predictability rate here. Please, then you can notice that. And XCS is one of the strongest signals in this map. This is a 1 month forecast from the 29th of January, and check the returns. XCS jumped by 15%, while XSW went down by 14%. This is gold for hedge funds and actually private clients as well. You can know which sector is good, which sector is bad, and what you need to avoid. And we're going to show you actually this month forecast in a few more slides. We'll see where the algorithm suggests us to focus in the following month. XSW and the XCS were in a multiple time frame in the lower part and the upper part, as we can see in this forecast, and even XSW itself, the forecast itself, we can drill down the sector and see that was pretty red in January. And if we're talking about today, also the energy sector still looks pretty good if we're checking the 3 days and compare it to the basic consumer sector, XLP, that is located on the bottom of this forecast. We can see XLE is went up by 0.7%, while XLP went down by 1.2%. Again, this was the prices in the returns in the beginning of the trading day. But this is quite amazing forecast that tells us where you should be and where you should not be, and we're using it. Also for you guys, you can check the ETF forecast and also to our hedge funds clients. And let us see what the algorithm thinks about March. This is a 1 month forecast from today, which represent the main indices, more than 175 main indices around the globe. In yellow are marked for you the interesting indices to focus on. So what do we see here? We can see the VIX, which is the volatility index. We do expect volatility in the market, but we have to focus on the best place to be in, such as the semiconductors, as we can see here, which looks pretty strong. We can also VHSI is the volatility in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. We can find XOI, which is oil and gas, and we can find OS6, which is the oil services. Oil services and energy looks pretty strong for the following month. And we're going to see some forecast about the energy later on. We can also see that the Russell 1000 RUI and Russell 3000, the small caps, looks pretty good for the following month. AJX, it's the home builders universe. RMZ, it's the real estate. We do see the Nasdaq and the Nasdaq 100 positive for the following month. Also, the German DAX looks quite good for the following month. In the bottom of the green side of the table, we can find S&P 500 and the Taiwan Equal Weight Stock Exchange, also here in the bottom. So the main focus for the next month will be energy services, basically, small caps, home builders, real estate, semiconductors, and we can show you a few ways to be exposed to those sectors by our packages. For example, the energy package. The energy package force focus from XLE sector, giving us the best stocks to focus on for different time frames. We can find here a few examples from January 28th, 1 month forecast with cost with 68%, as we showed earlier, and even a 3 months forecast with stocks such as oil, TRGP, SM, TNX that performed really well in this time frame of 3 months. Check the S&P movement was barely moved, while this package made 30%, while in this package, in the 1 month, the S&P actually went down and the energy stocks jumped by 22%. And if you had this package for today, if you were subscribed to this package, you would get the best 10 stocks. This is only 5 of them, and you can see the returns on your screen from today, from the beginning of the trading day. While what's the algorithm gave us, which stocks the algorithm focused on from the energy sector. So
basically,
package.
every day the algorithm is analyzing the entire energy universe and creating the very same ranking that we saw for the S&P, identifying the best opportunities for the energy sector, and as we can see here, and as we saw in the previous slide, when we saw the main indices forecast, the energy is very interesting right now. We do believe that because of the war and the situation with Iran, we do believe that this is one of the best sectors that we should focus in the upcoming month. So do yourself a favor, focus on this package when you're choosing your packages in the package selection page. Consider to use this package as well for the upcoming month.
Yeah, as Yaron said, we're seeing a lot of hits in the Gulf area Iran are throwing a lot of ballistic missiles into places such as Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and hit their oil reserves, and that probably will gonna jump gonna make the oil price higher, and this entire sector could be benefit from that. So this is the energy sector. As we saw at the forecast, the SOX semiconductors is here to stay for 2026. I think those times you can find some interesting prices for semiconductor stocks. So try and use our algorithm to focus on the best stocks, as we can see here from the last year, from 2nd of December. The algorithm gave us some amazing stocks, such as TER that jumped by 81%, KLAC, LRCX, while the sector itself moved by 16%. All the rest of the stocks here, the majority of the stocks, have outperformed the sector. So this is another sector that we recommend to focus on. The home builders, we saw at AGX and XHB, also looks good for the following month. So we have a package for the home builder universe as well. Let's focus on home builder stocks. And as we saw, the Russell 1000, Russell 3000 looks also pretty good. The small caps are coming back in 2026. And for that, we have a package for you guys. A lot of people like the small caps stocks, so we have a few package for that, or the Russell package you can choose, in which we are focusing basically on the best stocks out of the Russell 3000 or the Russell 1000. You can see various examples from this universe of the 3 days or even 1 month. And of course, those stocks basically has a higher volatility level than general stocks. So you have to, of course, know your risk level and, of course, adjust it to your portfolio. And we can see actually a really interesting forecast from the Russell 2000. Today's Russell 2000 forecast, if you would open the forecast, you would see those 3 stocks, TLEE, THRI, and RC. THRE jumped by 10% at the beginning of the trade. And more interesting than that, you can find in the bottom ARKT, WLDN, TPB that also goes down, 3 of them. It's going down pretty roughly at least at the beginning of the trade. So it's interesting to see this first day trading forecast out of 3, of course, and already the performance is really good.
Yeah, TPB is dropping by 4% as well as we speak. So it's very interesting forecast. Again, this is the Russell 2000 universe, a very interesting universe for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Option package, Yaron, you want to talk about it?
Yes, option package is another interesting package. It includes stocks that basically have options, and it's quite volatile universe. We can see here 2 interesting predictions. One, on the left side, we can see a short-term forecast from last week. We can see the tickers that the AI algorithm picked from this unique universe, the options universe. We can see here TSIN, we can see here VLT, we can see here ELF and ATOM. The average performance of this package was 4% versus 1.5 of the S&P 500 on the very same time. And on the right side, it's a very good example how you can also utilize the long-term predictions. Again, The long-term predictions have the higher predictability. Even in the volatile packages, such the option packages, we can see some interesting long-term opportunity. In this heat map, we can find a very interesting forecast for RKLB, QBTS. We can find here RGTY, ATAI, and overall performance is quite higher than the benchmark, outperforming the benchmark, even in this volatile universe.
Yeah, and if you have this forecast today, if you subscribe to this forecast, you would get this, those three stocks. Actually, you were getting 10 stocks, but we just gave you the first three for the next 7 days. Wix jumping by 8%, Netflix and Dave by 2.3, while the ones that in the bottom, STX and Edge YMC, are actually going down by minus 0.1.3 and 7.16. So this is just today performance. Again, the algorithm gives you the best stocks for long and for short. And of course, we have to use the signals and the predictability to focus on the best stock. All right, another interesting package that we have, a really popular one, is actually the Trump package. Trump's package is actually focusing on the best sectors that Trump's believe to be the best for the following year. If it's the energy that we talked about, if it's the XAR, which is the aerospace and defense, this war is gonna, I think, really develop this sector. We also have some crypto stocks. We saw the Bitcoin trying to getting some advantage in the last few days. AI stocks, which of course you all know and see the revolution that we are actually in. And I think 2026 is going to be one of the biggest jump of this sector. Technology sector and even Israeli stocks, which the Israeli stock exchange are surging from 2025, one of the leading stock exchange around the globe. Interesting to follow as well. And after, I think, the Iranian regime threat will be eliminated, this stock exchange can also actually jump even further. So you have all of this universe in one package wrapped up, as you can see here. Stocks from different universe, if it's software, if it's technology, if it's AI, NVIDIA, TDG from the aerospace and defense, even Israeli stocks that you can find here, and many other stocks. And those two packages, those two sort of time frames looks pretty great. And one of the most popular package that we have in INO-FIRST is the Trump package, and you can also only get it just in our special webinar sale. You cannot get this package on the website. So we're going to talk about the sales that we have for this webinar in a minute. And one of my favorite packages is the ETF package. If you want to keep your portfolio very diverse, not only from different sectors and low volatility, also geographical diversification, use this ETF package. As you can see at the beginning of 2025, in March, those package pointed to Europe. We can see many European stock exchanges such as EWP, which was Spain, EWG is Germany, AWI it's Italy. While the S&P went down, Europe went up, and our algorithm saw that first. After that, at the beginning of 2026, we can see the home builders. We can see, by the way, a really interesting symbol here, EWY. I don't know how many of you know this, but EWY is South Korea that performed around 36% from the beginning of the year. And you can see the forecast here was generated on 15th of January. and has one of the most high predictability levels in this forecast. We can also find here, as I told you earlier, the best sector to be, one of the 11 sectors from the S&P 500 XLB was also here and went up by 9.3%. So if you want to be in the right sector and want to diverse your portfolio, this is the package for you. I really, really recommend it. All right, top 10. And if you don't, this is the last package we're going to talk about before the webinar sales. But if you don't know which package to choose and you just want the algorithm to work for you and pick stocks from the entire US market, from the S&P, from the Nasdaq, and from the Russell, you can choose the top 10 package. It holds stocks that are larger than $2 billion, market cap larger than $2 billion. And additional to that, to the 10 stocks that you get on a daily basis, you also get a forecast of the S&P 500 index itself. You can see it here. So you can know the trend and you can know to focus on the best stock. So if you don't have any specific sector that you want to focus on, you can take the top 10 package. A more volatile package. Again, there is a big pool of stocks in this universe, in this package, but sure, really an interesting package to be in. But not only giving you the stocks, also give you the forecast of the index itself. And of course, today's forecast of the top 10, pretty amazing actually. BW jumped by 6%, TPB in the bottom, -5. We just gave you the first and the last, the strongest signal and the lowest signal. And only that, you can do like 11% if you long this and short this. And of course, make some really good return just on the first trading day of this forecast.
Right, and there is another aspect of this interesting package that I'm going to talk later on in a few slides. If you can go back again to the previous slide, what interesting about the S&P 500 package is that it includes also daily forecast for the S&P 500, and it's very important indicator that we can utilize and on a daily basis. So on one end, for example, in the right side of the screen, we see the best opportunities that the AI algorithm identified for the next 3 months. And on top of that, we do see the S&P 500 forecast for the next 3 months. And this forecast is being updated on a daily basis, and you can see it for all the time frames every day. And of course, it can help you to manage your risk, not only to identify the best opportunities, but also to manage your risk on a daily basis.
Yeah, and you can, of course, try any of the packages that you've seen in this webinar in the website. Not all of them are appearing in our website, but we prepared some special webinar sales for you available for the next 24 hours. We have 1+1 and $349 per month. No commitment. You can cancel anytime. You can choose any two packages that you saw so far in the webinar and try them for a period of 1 month, which will cost you $349 per month. And this link is in the chat right now. You can click it and see all the packages that we offer you in this first special webinar sale that's available for the next 24 hours only. All right. For example, by the way, I think a good combination could be ETF package and the energy stocks, or for example, top 10 with the Trump package. And we're gonna show you what me and Yaron has chosen for the following month in a minute. Another interesting, and I think one of our leading products that I want to represent to you guys is our AI-powered portfolio. This unique product is actually doing the job for you. Instead of picking stocks or checking signals and predictability, you can make and let the algorithm give you the best 10 stocks to be in for a period of 4 months, 4 weeks, sorry, every 4 weeks. It means that every 4 weeks you get the 10 best assets you need to buy and hold for a period of next 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, again, you get an update for your portfolio. Maybe you should sell some of the assets and maybe you should hold them. But this unique product is doing the job for you and giving you the best assets and best stocks to be in. It's actually choosing from all the sectors. It's doing an analysis of all the sectors, getting into the sectors, drill down to the sectors and gives us the best stocks. For example, we had some really interesting energy stocks in this month portfolio, and the rebalance is actually today. You can join it right now. The link again is in the chat box, and this amazing portfolio that was generated by AI has really performed the market in February. We can see that the AI portfolio provide us 4.9% return, while the S&P went down by 0.2%, which is quite amazing. While the market went down, the algorithm has provided us the best 10 stocks to be in. And if you ask me what's those stocks, you can see it right here. This is the return. This is the S&P return. And you can find the stocks that the algorithm actually suggested to buy in February, from the 4th of February until yesterday. And you can find here the stocks: Cusco, for example, Lennox, XLI, XCS, check the energy, oil and gas equipment, XCS sector that the algorithm suggested, and moved by 9%. And we also have staggering 33% from GLW, and NVIDIA with 5%. And it's amazing to see that, sorry, 8 out of those 10 stocks are actually outperformed the market and were positive, while the market was negative in this month.
Yeah, and we can see that also 50% of this portfolio was based basically on ETFs, and the AI managed basically to pick the best sectors in the market, the best place to be, and also the best stocks. While the market went down, we can see that the AI managed to pick stocks such as Corning, GLW, NVIDIA, as well as LII and Costco. And despite the negative market that we have experienced, the AI managed to outperform the market by more than 5%, actually.
Yep, and it's not the only month that we outperformed the market. If we'll check April 2025, we can see again the market went down by almost 2%, while the portfolio jumped by 3.4%, buying Palantir, TTW, Uber, and many other stocks that really performed well. Of course, you're getting the forecast every 4 weeks, and you buying those stocks in your own portfolio in closing prices, and hold it for a period of 4 weeks. Another really impressive portfolio was in May, while the algorithm performed 8%. And in June 2025, the portfolio actually performed 11% in 1 month. And what's more, I think, quite amazing, that 4 out of the 10 assets were actually ETFs. We can see XHB here with 11%. We can find the SOX. We can find EWI, South Korea again. And we can also find the SPY. So four of those, 4 out of 10 assets were actually ETF, and this will really get your volatility in your portfolio to a lower level. And again, stocks such as AMSC that jumped by 26%, while UPSD jumped by 34%. So the first sale we said was $349 for 2 packages of your choice. Our second webinar sale for today, it's the AI-powered portfolio. Instead of $499 per month, you get it in $330 per month, paid every 3 months. And you can try for a period of 3 months and see how your portfolio would look like. And in this February already is looks quite amazing, and the rebalancing starts today. So you are welcome to join to the new generation of investments while the AI picks the best stocks for you for a period of 4 weeks. And you have the link for this special sale, again, available for the next 24 hours. And you get it in a price of $330 per month instead of almost $500 per month, paid every 3 months.
Yes,
And
and the third webinar sale, Ben. Here, basically, you are receiving them all. You can receive. You can choose 2 packages of your choice, and you can receive also the AI portfolio. There are 2 options. Option 1 is to choose 1 package, and with the AI, to combine 1 package with the AI portfolio. You can choose any package. You can change the package every month if you wish to focus on specific sector, and you can combine it with the AI portfolio. So this is the first option. The second option, basically, if you want to choose 2 packages, you can choose basically 2 packages of your choice. You can focus on the energy, for instance, and the semiconductors, or the energy with the Trump package, you name it, basically any package that we are offering. And you can combine it with also the AI powered portfolio, the portfolio that you are receiving every 4 weeks. And I will try maybe I see some questions regarding that, so I will try to assist you to choose the right offering that might be relevant for you. So if you are an investor that we would like to get on a daily basis opportunities based on the AI algorithm, it could be long-term opportunities, mid-term opportunities, or even opportunities for the short term. For those of you that would like to get it, I would suggest to focus on deal number 1 or deal number 3, and to choose 2 packages that you would like to focus on. And from that point, every day when you turn in your computer in the morning, there's going to be an updated AI-powered forecast waiting for you with the fresh opportunities that the AI is identifying for the different time frames that we have seen before. So if you are in active trading and you would like to get those opportunities on a daily basis, deal number 1 and deal number 3 is for you. If you're more, let's say, passive investor, and you would like to rebalance your portfolio every 4 weeks, I would suggest to focus on the AI-powered portfolio. Every 4 weeks, you're going to receive an email with the entire portfolio, 10 stocks that you need, 10 stocks and also or ETFs that you need to buy in the closing, and basically to hold for the next 4 weeks, equally weighted portfolio, 10% for each stock or ETF, and the next rebalance is going to be done in the next in 4 weeks from now. So today we are releasing the fresh AI power portfolio. The next rebalance is going to be 4 weeks from now, and it's quite exciting to see basically the portfolio since the inception. The AI portfolio is outperforming the market by more than 6%, if I'm not wrong, Ben, right?
Yeah.
So despite some challenging periods, for example, April, not all of us remember what happened in April in the market, but April 2025 was quite volatile month, and actually this is when we started this is when we started the AI portfolio. We started the AI portfolio on the 2nd of April 2025, and I think the upcoming week was the most volatile in the entire year. Trump announced the tariffs, and of course, it affected the entire market. We saw tremendous volatility in the market, and what's interesting here, we can see that despite this volatility, the AI managed to build a portfolio that not only survived this volatility but outperformed this volatility with a very interesting performance of 3.4, outperformance of 5.2 versus the market that was declining during this period. 80% of this portfolio was actually outperforming the market. Again, very interesting combination of stocks and ETFs. And if you are choosing, I see a lot of questions also, which packages we would like to actually, we are suggesting to focus right now for the upcoming month. So my suggestion, of course, the AI portfolio is a must in my opinion. It's a very good timing. Today we are releasing the fresh portfolio after 5% outperformance. It's very good timing to join the train. And I would suggest to combine it with the energy package. I do believe, that the situation with Iran is giving us a very good reason, basically, to focus on this sector for the upcoming month. So I do suggest to combine the AI portfolio, the AI power portfolio, with the energy package. Ben, what is your choice?
I would recommend the top 10 and also the Trump package. I think it's a two excellent package to focus on. And of course, the AI power portfolio, which is working pretty amazing and already is giving us 26% from the beginning, from the inception, which is pretty amazing. And top 10, of course, it's a more general package to choose best stocks out of the entire US market. So I would combine those two in our special webinar sales.
And what's unique about those deals, actually all the deals, is that every month you can change your choices. So if you have deal number 3 and you decided, for instance, to start with the energy package with the top 10 as Ben suggested, in the upcoming month, after the war maybe ends, you can switch to another package, you can switch to another hot sector, and also we can help you also to focus on the right sectors on a monthly basis. So every month you can switch and change your selection and receive another package of your choice, basically.
Yeah.
And
All right.
as mentioned, another thing that is I see some questions again about the deal. So maybe I can do it, Ben. Just I can quickly explain the differences between the different deals. So deal number one, 1+1, you can choose any two packages, packages that, and some packages actually, as Ben mentioned, are not available in the website and available only exclusively for this webinar. There is no commitment. You can cancel anytime. You can change any package every month. So this is deal number one. Deal number two, this is the AI Power Portfolio. Every month, we are providing you, Ben, if you can move to the next slide. Every month, we are providing you 10 stocks or ETFs to buy today and to hold for the next 4 weeks. It's equally weighted portfolio, 10% for each position. It includes stocks, it includes ETFs, and all you need to do is just build this portfolio and to follow the next rebalance of the AI algorithm. So this is deal number two, the AI portfolio, after a very good month of 5% outperformance. Deal number three. In deal number three, you can choose one package of your choice and to combine it with the AI portfolio. So this is the first option. It's an annual deal. So you are getting one package of your choice, package that you can change every month, and you can combine it with the AI portfolio. So this is the first option. The second option of deal number three is to choose two packages of your choice and to combine it with the AI portfolio. And again, every month you can mix and match and change your selection on a monthly basis, basically all-inclusive package. Okay, so let's continue. Another thing that's unique about, as I mentioned, one of our favorite packages is the top 10 package or the top 20 package. Actually, it's Ben's recommendation for the upcoming month. And as mentioned, one of the most interesting thing about this package is that it includes not only daily forecast and the best opportunities, but also daily forecast for the S&P itself. And here we can see why it's so important. We spoke about April last year. On the right side, we can see the prediction that the AI algorithm had on 27th of March 2025, almost 1 year ago. We can see that back then we started to see very interesting negative signals. The strongest signals came from the bottom of this heat map, and S&P 500 forecast was negative. So if you didn't have the AI portfolio back then and you didn't manage to outperform the market, you can see how this top 10 package can help you actually to avoid the volatility, to avoid this negative market. We can see the drop that the market had back then. The market dropped by almost 8% over this time. And we can see the performance of the stocks that appear in the bottom of this heat map, basically the stocks to short that the algorithm suggested back then. But just avoiding this drop could be a very good idea back then, and you could use the AI for that as well. And on the left side, we can see similar forecast that the AI algorithm generated on 25th of February 2020, when actually we started to see very negative signals for the S&P 500 index. but the market was quite flat back then. And after a while, we understood what stood behind these negative signals, and we saw the drop of the market because of the coronavirus um, pandemic, actually, that we had back then. Let's continue. Okay. Another interesting thing, I see some institutional clients in the crowd. So is one of the most interesting solutions that we are offering. So on one hand, it's possible to utilize the predictive algorithm as a decision supporting tool that identifies opportunities on a daily basis. And there is another solution that can basically help us to manage our funds or portfolio on a systematic way by relying on the AI. And this specific strategy is being used by the world's leading hedge funds, prop companies, and also family offices from all over the world that basically receiving on a monthly basis a structured portfolio that includes ETFs, actually sectorial ETFs, level 1 ETFs, level 2 ETF, the leading industries in the market, and 5 stocks. And it's a long short strategy. In some cases, we are shorting the market. In some cases, we have a long position in the market. And as we can see here, 80% of this portfolio is based on ETFs. And it's very interesting to see the performance of this strategy since the inception in 2020. The AI managed to outperform the market by more than 500% by using ETFs. It's very quite unique and quite interesting. Here we can see the annual breakdown of the performance of the AI algorithm. We can see the performance in 2020, 2021. 2022 is quite unique because the market was going down back then. And despite that, the I know first predictive algorithm managed to generate positive return by actually taking advantage of short opportunities. We can see the performance in 2023, 2024, 2025, and the beginning of 2026. Another impressive indicator is basically the risk in this strategy. We can see that the drawdown of this strategy is, in some years, it's even lower than the drawdown of the S&P 500. It's quite interesting to see such a high performance with such a low drawdown. And since February, it's just managed to go up even higher. Ben, what do we see here?
Yeah, we're seeing the portfolio of 2026 from the beginning. We're seeing that the algorithm choose the right sector, XLB with 11%, XLI with 6%, and the two subsectors, semiconductors and aerospace and defense. And while the market went down, the algorithm actually performed almost 2% in this portfolio by focusing on the best stocks, on the best sectors. And even in February, the last month, while the S&P went down, the algorithm was focusing on the right sectors, XLB, XLI. He had the energy. Again, we're not just talking about it, we buy it, as you can see, XCS. We can see Cusco, LII, XLE, a lot of energy stocks and assets here, and of course the real estate as well. Another interesting thing is the RSP, which the algorithm focus on the S&P equal weight or the regular SPY, and in this case the RSP went up by 1% while the SPY went down by 0.20. 0.2. So it's really unique and nice to see in those portfolios. And if any institutional clients are in the crowd, please feel free to reach us through the mail or through the website. We would love to collaborate and find some strategy that fits for you.
Right. And on top of the stocks packages, we are offering several additional asset classes, and it's possible to receive daily focus for different interesting universes. One of them is the crypto package. Every day, the AI algorithm is analyzing 200 cryptocurrencies and identifying the best opportunities from this volatile investment universe in the very same way that we're doing it for stocks for 6 time frames, short term, mid-term, and also long term. We are doing it also for the for more than 200 world indices from all the world around the globe. Actually, Ben showed us previously the updated forecast, the updated world indices forecast for the upcoming month, the fresh one. And it can help you to identify the best region to focus on. Another interesting package is the commodities package. Commodities package, very unique package. Basically, the AI is generating daily forecasts for more than 60 different commodities, including gold, silver, aluminum, crude oil, and more. And another very interesting package, of course, is the currencies package. The AI is generating daily forecasts for more than 40 different currencies, including the US dollar versus euro and other currencies pairs. So basically, you can choose any asset class. You can focus on the stocks, you can focus on currencies, you can focus on commodities. All of those universes are part of our webinar sales, right, Ben?
Yeah, all the packages that you've seen in this webinar, you can choose in our special webinar sale that's available for the next 24 hours. Get 1+1 in $349 per month. You can choose 2 packages and you have no commitment and can cancel at any time. If you just want to try the algorithm, do so. Our second webinar sale is our AI-powered portfolio. You can get it instead of $499, you can get it in $330 per month for a 3-month period. One of our leading products. I highly recommend joining the rebalancing that starts today. Again, the link is in the chat. You can join there. And of course, our yearly subscription. If you want to enjoy all the worlds, you can also get the AI portfolio and combine it with one package of your choice for $299 per month, paid every 3 months. And our premium package that's giving you 2 packages of your choice and the AI powered portfolio for $399 per month. You can enjoy all the worlds, short time frames, medium time frames, longer time frames, long time frames, and of course the AI portfolio that's supplying a monthly assets to hold for a period of 4 weeks. This is a really interesting deal for you guys for the next 24 hours. Highly recommended. Okay, we can answer some questions.
Yeah, let's answer. I see some interesting questions. So let's try to answer some someone from the audience asked for the strategy performance per year. I think we talked about the annual performance of the strategy since 2020. It's It's possible even to get it on a daily basis. I see two questions about that. Yeah, there is a question here whether it's better to extend the holding period to 1 year in order to take advantage of the high predictability. So the answer to this question, well, the 1 year forecast is a very good forecast because of the high predictability. You can use this forecast even for one option is to hold it for the entire year, but I do suggest to use this forecast and to verify this daily forecast with the updated forecast. Some of our clients are even using the 1 year and the 3 month forecast for a monthly holding. So this could be a very good strategy. But I do suggest to go over all the different time frames. And when you're selecting a specific stock, make sure that the stock has high predictability and also that it's appear in different time frame, that there is no divergence between the different time frames. And from our experience, it can provide you a very good portfolio and very good results by taking advantage of the most important indicator that the algorithm generating, the predictability.
Yeah,
Um,
another question
yeah,
that we see here. How do you suggest to pick stocks from the forecast? I would give you, I think, an important tip. What I like to do is focusing on the 3 months time frame and to check the highest predictability levels. Then I'm looking at the 1 month and even the 1 year to see if I see the stocks are the stocks that are appearing in the 1 month and the 1 year. Of course, the higher signal is the better. And after that, I go also to the shorter time frame and see if the stock is appearing there. If the stock is in a multiple time frame, it's the better. So focus on high predictability. Start at the longer time frames and then go down to the shorter time frames. Even if you trade for like a 1 month, the 1 year and the 3 months are a good time frames for this period. So you know the time frames are independable. So if you see stocks at the 1 month and the 3 month and the 1 year, it's mean that the algorithm really likes it for the longer time frame. So try to focus on that stock.
right. And we have some requests to actually to recommend about the package selection. I think we did it in this specific slide. So we do believe that the AI portfolio is a very good choice, as you can see here. Ben prefer the top 10 package for the upcoming month. I suggesting to focus specifically on the energy package for the upcoming month. Ben, I think
Yeah,
we did it without running to the shelter.
we survived.
We survived. Okay, guys, thank you very much for a very interesting webinar, Ben. Thank you very much for building such an interesting webinar. We hope
Thank,
that it was interesting to you guys.
thank you, Yaron. Thank you guys to being with us and stay safe.
Stay safe and we are available for any questions or queries that you might have. And thank you very much.